I think a
Right.
lot of folks, I want to be a manager because I want to lead people, or I want to make more money, and it's a career path. And I think those are all noble endeavors. I think really when we look at the opportunity and you're able to act on a unique opportunity, but you're focused truly on the impact of the business, then you're acting like a leader to some
Yeah.
extent.
Yeah.
And so that was the first step for me.
So, all right, let's say someone is an individual contributor. They want to go into leadership. The entire team did not move.
Mhm.
There's an SE leader that left or retired or whatever. I'm just trying to formulate it in a way that, like, what can they do? I mean, sure, focus on the impact, but now they're competing with everybody else on the team, potentially, or someone external. How can they find out what the impact? How can they understand? As sales engineers, we understand other people's businesses more than our own sometimes. So, what can we do about that?
You know, I guess I'd give some advice perhaps to folks that are wanting to enhance their career, move into a leadership position. And the first thing I always tell anyone that's ever worked for me is if you want to be the leader, if you want anything, it doesn't matter if it's being the leader or anything that you want, the first thing you have to do is let someone know and you have to ask for it. So I've seen people, sit in the back seat of a car with the CEO in the front seat, working because they wanted to show how hard they worked instead of
Yeah.
just having conversation. But I also think that a lot of people work really, really hard and they think their efforts will be rewarded um, because they'll be seen and they'll be acknowledged for that. And often cases they're overlooked.
Yeah.
So the first thing I think folks need to do is reach out to their manager or anyone else and just say, hey, it's my goal to move into this particular position. Right. And can we start to look at the path and the steps that we need to take for me to move into that, assuming that you would consider me for those types of roles. And I think that helps. That's the first thing that they need to do is if no matter what you want in life, just go ask.
Well, okay, which contradicts your story because what did you ask to be an SE leader?
I didn't.
No, but
That,
it
that's
was but it was an extreme circumstance. Doesn't happen all the time. Normal people should ask for it. And I have a story about that. It's not even for. I was talking to an SE friend of mine, and it was promotion time, raise time, whatever. And I asked him like, "Hey, are you happy with what you got?" And he's like, "Well, I got some, but I really wanted this promotion to a principal SE role." I'm like, "Did you ask for it?" He's like, "No." Why didn't you ask for it? Well, I don't want to sound assuming. And what I loved what you just said is let them know that's what you want and ask for their help on how to get there. Right? You're not demanding it. Is that did I hear you correctly? Is that what you were saying earlier?
absolutely, yeah. You don't want to demand it, but I think when you say and you come from the perspective of, hey, I'm a team player. I've been here. I work really hard, and I'm just glad to have the conversation. First of all, let you know I'm really interested, and this is a career path. And then secondly, would you be willing to partner with me to help create the steps in the plan or look at unique opportunities that might help develop me for those particular roles? And I think just that conversation alone, there's so many times I've had people on the team I didn't know. And you think they're happy doing what they're doing. There's folks who don't want to be leaders or managers
Yeah.
and say, I just want to, do what I do. And so it's easy just to assume folks are happy or they don't have those aspirations if you haven't told them.
Yeah.
Obviously, a great manager should ask, and you should be having those conversations as well.
Yeah. And
Um,
as a manager, I would assume that the manager would ask if what do they want in the next 5? Like that's the question I'm asked in every interview and never asked again once I get the job.
that's right. Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Um,
You're right. I think great leaders are looking at, how to develop folks. For me, one of the biggest joys in my career is when I watch folks move from individual contributors to managers or directors to VPs. And there's a handful of folks that I can name have done that. And to me, as a leader, I think that's your opportunity and your goal, right? Is to be able to develop folks and take them to the next stage in their career. So I celebrate that immensely when I've had those opportunities to do that. So
yeah,
hopefully managers are doing. So if you're listening, you're a manager.
yeah, yeah.
That's your team.
Yeah, I've talked to a lot of managers who listen to the show and mostly think like you. Most of the ones who listen to the show think like you, at least.